Hey there, ladies and joyms. I'm the Mysterious JG. Welcome back to Let's Play Mass Effect 3. We're back on the Normandy. We're going to take a look at the war assets. As you can see, we are already halfway to the minimum. And I don't know how much higher than that they really have to get before you start getting a choice of your endings. Most of what we got now is Alliance, Engineering Corps. Some of these I don't remember how we got them. And how many of them you start out with. Shanghai we rescued. It's Kasumi is worth 25 points. She's worth 5 times the points of Diane Allers. But you can only get the Kasumi points if you bought the DLC in Mass Effect 2. I mean, in fairness, you don't need anywhere near all the points that are available to actually get the war assets needed to win the game. But, you know, so there's Kasumi. She is wanted over a dozen systems. No one dares ask how she acquires these items. Okay, yeah, they're saying that she's going to help by stealing stuff for the Crucible. She's the war reporter with the décolletage. And we got another reporter. It's Eden Prime support. That comes, I think, from... That comes from the other DLC. At least it's DLC for this game. They're not punished. You know, we wouldn't be punished for not having gotten DLC in a previous game by not getting that. The Crucible, I guess these are little things that we've added to its raw score. Cerberus, Cerberus research data, and then aliens, Terminus fleet. Under the okay, this gets boosted as we get more dudes working for us. Recruits Krogan and Vorcha, preferably there's no regard for collateral damage. Rare occasions when brute force is insufficient, blood packs wanting to deploy weapons of mass destruction, normally banned in Citadel space. Spectre unit, that's what we got. And Hanar and Drell forces, which has the same generic pictures. The Hanar sent the warships to engage the Reapers to repay Commander Shepard for saving their homeworld. The Navy is relatively small. The Hanar also provide the services of their best Drell combat specialists. They are accomplished spies, saboteurs, assassins. Yes. And this is John Dumbows. Yeah. So we got a bunch of war assets for doing that. Oh, I guess that's how it works. If you rescue John Dumbows, like if you don't have Kasumi, ladies, you missed a little conversation between them. Those two ladies that you can't talk to, talking to each other about whether the, you know, Turians would really be able to help us, or whether they're going to be too focused on saving their own skins or scales or whatever the hell they're supposed to have. But yeah, now that I'm thinking about it, in the last video, if Kasumi's not there, A, you don't get the Kasumi war stuff. What the hell am I trying to say? You don't get the Kasumi war assets, which are like 25. You also don't get the... Can't talk. You don't get the... You can't get both of the other two. You can either get the Spectre fleet by rescuing the Spectre, I guess, or you can get the Hanar and Drell forces by letting the Spectre die and stopping the upload of the virus. But you have to choose between them. So it's like, if you did the DLC for Mass Effect 2, you get like best of both worlds. You know, yay. Any new... Okay, this is a new Reaper infected system. Let's search around here for stuff before we do this Grissom Academy mission. So I'm meeting you halfway. Last time I said we would get straight on this, but on the Grissom Academy mission, but I had been thinking about delaying. Now hold up. Okay, I do remember this. There was a picture of a Reaper, but there's actually nothing to search for. Yeah, the whole system is showing. It's not showing like 0 of 100, so forget it. It must be for plot reasons that they're saying there's a Reaper there. Let's go rescue the students. There's no place cool to go here either. So we'll just cut straight to Grissom Academy. The stated mission of the John Grissom Academy, commissioned in 2176, is to serve a student population demonstrating excellence and passion for math, science, and liberal arts. Its entirely human student body ranges in age from early teens to the mid-20s, but the fact is not heavily advertised. The institution also offers classes for students of ability. Students' Ascension product seeks to train these students and integrate them into normal society. There's over 8,000 people here. Interesting. So hopefully I will not be asked to switch CDs, because that would irritate me. Or discs. Let's totally spook these kids by showing them the first ever Frothian. And Edie's been asking for a chance to trip the light. Fantastic. I happen to know something about this mission and a character that we'll be bumping into, which makes me tempted to pick somebody that they might recognize from previous, but I don't think it means anything, so we'll give Edie a chance to shine here. And that's right, we got weapons mods that we did not have before. The piercing mod, okay, piercing mod 1 ignores 25%, increases accuracy. Oh, you know what, let's take them both off. Figure it out one at a time. Concentration mod increases damage by 5%, speeds perception by 25%. This one increases spare shot capacity by 60%. I think I'll use that just to see, because it's at like 12 now, so what's 60% of 12? That would be 6 and change. So it should bring us up to around 18. Unless I can't do math, which is entirely possible. The other things we have are the increased damage by about 18%. There we have the one that allows us to pierce some stuff. This one helps us aim through smoke, which I actually like. I like that one. I feel bad we dropped money on getting a better extended barrel, but I think aiming through smoke will be pretty good. And it also increases accuracy, although I don't really know what that means with the guns we have to wait or fire manually. We only have 2 things here, so there's not a whole lot of choice to be had. There's only one there. You satisfy the hungry heart with gifts to find the sweet. No, you need to equip whatever the hell mods you can. I don't know why you wouldn't do that on your own. I thought you're like a super intelligent alien and you're like super robot lady. So, you know, figure some of this shit out on your own, okay? Nothing much to do with you, but you guys, we have to completely lay out your powers. We've never used either one of you before. 2 shining rookies in this LP. He's got 600 in barriers and no shields. Interesting. Alright. Dark Channel. It's like he's trying to watch pay-per-view, but they're blacked out in his area. Plague an opponent with persistent, damaging biotic field. A persistent damage. Effect transfer to second target if the first is killed. Effect's length depends on Dark Channel's duration. Only one field may be active at a time. I like it. Lift grenade. Lob this grenade into a group of enemies to send them flying. Pull and slam are pretty generic. Vengeful Ancient. Boost biotic and offensive abilities. Let's go ahead and max out the things he has that are like new and interesting. So we've got Plague an opponent. This will increase recharge speed. Fine. This is something we got to get on the way to better upgrades. Increased damage. Okay. Increased damage by 30% or increased power duration by 40%. They said effects length depends on Dark Channel's duration. Okay. This is... So we are at 32 damage per second for 30 seconds. We can go to 38 for 30 seconds, or we can go to 42 seconds. So, you do the math, folks. We can do 6 more damage per second for 30 seconds, which would be 180 more damage. Or we can do 32 damage times 12, which is more, isn't it? What would we say this was? This was 6 times 30, and this is going to be 32 times 12. Yeah, that is going to be more damage. Now, whether anything that gets afflicted with this is going to live for 42 seconds, I don't know. Increase recharge speed by 35%. Apparently this one takes a while to recharge. Although it lasts long enough that it should be recharged and ready to go. You can only have one active at a time. So actually increasing the recharge speed is really not going to be that worthwhile. Unless enemies tend to die long before the duration is used up. But it hops from enemy to enemy. So although slowing targets' movement speed by 30% doesn't seem that great, this I don't think means much of anything, really. Increased damage by 50%. Increased damage to armor and barriers by 75%. Let's go with just the raw damage increase instead of a specialized damage increase, because things with shields or just things that have just fuck tons of hit points, yeah, I think that'll be better. I could be wrong. Either way, it seems like an interesting ability. I wish Shepard could learn that. Of course, it would be completely out of... You know, if I'm not letting my Shepard learn Dominate, because it would be silly for Shepard to suddenly be this master biotic, I can't have him suddenly learning, like, ancient Prothean techniques. Vengeful Ancient, just boosts biotic stuff. Health and shield boost. This is all his passive, so let's not spend too much time fussing over them. Increase power damage or increase health and shield bonuses. Let's go with power damage. Increases weapon damage, increases power damage again. Seems like his powers are pretty fucking badass. And that's stacking, right? Increase squad mate's shield regen speed. Increase squad mate's power damage, duration, and force. Let's go with that. Maybe I shouldn't have, but we did. Pull, slam, lift grenade. Let's go ahead and give him lift grenade and slam. We'll have to wait to find out what he says when he pulls enemies. It can't be as stupid as the stuff Jacob used to say. Meanwhile, you have nothing that's really new other than decoy, which I always thought was kind of lame. Distract opponents with this decoy. The decoy doesn't do damage. It just distracts them. Although you can shock enemies for 140 points within 2.5 meter radius of the decoy, and the decoy explodes on destruction. These are potential things you can do. No, decoy doesn't really excite me too much. Let's start with their passives. Unshackled AI. Power damage or health and shields. I usually go for damage, although I usually prefer weapon damage. Tech power damage. What are her... She's got overload and incinerate, which are actually pretty freaking useful. But I had been going for weapon damage. Didn't do that with Jarvik, but that's had been my first exception to the rule. Yeah, 30% is a bigger boost. And, decrease shield delay. Neither of these are really that impressive. Because it doesn't say squad. So I'll go with the one that benefits the squad. In the meantime, I'm going to give her a point in... This slows power use. Well, let's get these two going first. I have Incinerate, so Overload would be the one that I would max out first. I like chain attacks. Even though it might not be that hot, because it's significantly reduced damage. Incapacitate weaker organic enemies for a short duration. These recharge speed things, like we're talking like 2-second difference. Maybe. Well, what are these two doing? Increase damage by 15%, so it can jump to 3. And this one, increase damage to barriers and shields by an additional 100. Oh, that's pretty good. That's 15%. The whole point really is for taking out shields. Let's put off making the decision by throwing a few points into getting our Incinerate better. And, what the hell? We'll go ahead and give her the shittiest versions of her other powers. So she has access to all of her powers. Javik, just because there really were two that I clearly wanted to max, is going to wait a minute before he gets access to that other power. So he does not have unlimited power. And motherfucker. Why did I say motherfucker? I watched The Room last night. Get your hands off me, motherfucker. I don't even know if that's the correct line. But yeah, I said something about, oh, I hope they don't make me switch discs. Basically guaranteed it was going to happen. Alright, let's get on with it here. Hopefully I'm not breathing too heavily as I drag my carcass across the room. I'm coming down with a bit of a cold. I hope I'm wrong about that, but I kind of have that feeling. I don't usually get colds, but it seems like the last year or two I have been getting colds. And the previous 6 or 7 years I hadn't. And
there's the folks who answered the distress call. Cerberus cruiser.
He has nothing special to say to Edie. First time out of the ship.
Straight up fight. They must want this place bad.
Receiving incoming transmission.
Let's hear it.
It's telling us to do a barrel roll.
Sanders, Director of Grissom Academy. We need immediate assistance. Cerberus is attacking the facility. They're after my students.
This is Commander Shepard. We're blocked on a direct approach.
I know. They've taken control of our docking base.
Any alternatives?
There's an auxiliary cargo port I could probably open.
All right. We'll come in by shuttle and get your students out of there.
What if I land two
Joker,
by space?
Can you give me a diversion?
Well,
Oh boy, can I?
you shortchanged Edie on her decoy powers, but I'll try. So Joker gets to be cool in the background. Are our shuttles cloaked too? Oh, it's Cerberus TIE fighters.
Come and get me.
If you think you're hard. Wow, we saw a phantom image of a faraway shot of the ship flying into a close-up shot of the
Keep
ship.
the shuttle in position. We'll be back.
Don't touch me. Not unless you want to go somewhere, sir. Meanwhile, Prothean, come help us rescue some school kids from a threat that isn't the Reapers. Come on. I know you're anxious to fight the Reapers. Come help us out with some other random crap. Don't say anything either. That would imply that we prepared all this extra dialogue for you, a DLC character. So what did I say? We were at... I thought we were at 12, and we went to 15. So it's not as big a boost as I thought it would be. I either had the wrong number when I thought we could carry up to 12 shots, or... How could 60% of 12 only add 3? Half of 12 is 6. That would be 50%. No, I'm not getting it. We definitely have more shots. Well, anyway, let's get some ammo powers going. You have no ammo powers, dude. Neither do you. Interesting. And of course, as I noticed earlier, I don't appear to have any access to heavy weapons.
Commander, I'm locked in a server room around the corner. Cerberus troops are trying to get in.
Okay. Oh man, I thought I could sneak up on them, kinda. Get the cover! Shot your knee off. Kind of a jerk that way. Anybody drop any ammo? I know I've got more ammo than before, but I'm still...
Sanders, we're clear. It's me.
Your super best friend.
Commander, thank you. Admiral Anderson always said you were the best. And with
The
Cerberus
best.
coming for my students, I need the best.
You're
How many
good,
of you
real
are there?
good.
Fewer than 20.
The best.
Most were sent home when word of the Reaper invasion spread. But a few volunteered to stay. Some are prototyping tech for the Alliance.
I'm here, of course, with Mercy,
Others are
and
biotics. They've been training for military operations.
I guess Javik
working together as
represents
biotic artillery.
Snow.
You said something about Admiral Anderson.
No, let's talk about somebody
we met-
else.
God, what's it been? 20 years ago when he was a Spectre candidate. I was there when Saren betrayed him.
I rocked
David
his
saved my
world.
life that day. He's a good man.
No, but yeah,
He was
also
on
Sarah
Earth
betrayed
when
him,
the
which you
Reapers
might
hit.
also remember.
He stayed behind when I got off world.
I hadn't heard. We've been cut off from most news. He's alive?
Well, he was,
Alive and
but
fighting. He's currently leading the resistance movement.
from his
Good.
grave.
If we get out of here... Well, just tell him to stay alive.
A few months knocking over practice dummies can't prepare your students for war.
Well, the
Agreed,
Reaper-shaped
but the
practice
Alliance needs
dummies.
every resource it can get. And our students are unique resources. They wanted to help. How could we say no with the entire galaxy falling apart?
N-O, no.
Hang on. I've been trying to get communication.
Hang on, run for some chops.
This is Froberg. There are students trapped in Orion Hall. Cerberus has us boxed in.
Froberg, he must be,
Damn it.
one of those Jewish guys that has frizzy hair.
Back out the door and down the hallway. I
Froberg.
can get the door open.
I'll bring them back here and we'll make a run for the shuttle.
Out of
Thank
the
you,
border.
Commander. I'll stay put. With luck, I can regain control of some of our systems.
Anyway, I'm going to come back out into this part of the game that's actually mapped and is not just a cinema sequence. I got some experience, some Paragon. Yeah, she has no way of knowing whether, or he has no way of knowing whether Anderson's alive. But I suppose there's no point in assuming the worst.
I'll get the door for you. It leads to Orion Hall.
You didn't get the door for me, just... Uh-oh. See, we can't actually, doesn't do good. That's bulletproof glass. These are cinematic soldiers dragging off screaming students just to make sure we know that Cerberus is evil this time. Oh, we forgot to go talk to, what's his name and what's her name, the comic relief engineers. I'll have to do that later. There's some new ammo. Getting us back to our new cap of 15. 3 shots is, I guess it could be a pretty dang big deal when you depend on the sniper rifle like I do, even in inappropriate circumstances. But You know, until I really get it leveled up to the point where it's like practically doubling your ammo, I'm not going to go back to something that's boost damage. Because, game isn't that stingy. It's not as stingy as Mass Effect 2 was with ammo. From, you know, us. This looks interesting. These should be leading to the same place. Is that really it for that room? So I should go back and get some ammo. Because there was more. And that appeared to regenerate. So, that's good. How do you figure it dishonors their family and friends to fight back? Just curious, Cerberus announcer. I'm prepared to accept what you say is true. I just need a little explanation. I think we're getting to where we can potentially miss loots if we trigger plot before searching carefully, so I'm going to save for that. Our work is evil, by the way. Oh, and you don't really need us. But, you know, otherwise everything I said was true. I didn't say our work wasn't evil, so really didn't lie that much. Unshielded opponent approaching at 2 o'clock, shielded opponent approaching at 12 o'clock. Both holding heavy pistols. Most effective way to take them down, you choose shockwave. Correct answer, singularity followed by warp. Instructor comments, shockwave inadequate against shielded enemy. Your barrier would hold long enough for heavy pistols. Against heavy pistols for a singularity catch both. Warp on the unstable biotic field created by the singularity results in exploding neutralizing. And you get experience. And they give you some general tactical info. The kids are getting better at this shit, but I'm worried. I don't think we've got enough time to pull this off, and there's just no way they could really survive out there without any more, well, way more training. Not without any field experience at all. Doing my best just to get them ready. Don't think I've ever cared this much, but I won't let anyone hurt them. They're my kids. Mine! And we just leveled up. That's kind of ridiculous. I didn't realize we were that close. So, what do we want? Tactical cloak or fitness? I think we said tactical cloak. I think we said tactical cloak was going to get us melee damage. Fuck. 5.19 to 4.49. I don't use melee from cloak that much. It seems stupid, but otherwise we're talking about improving the recharge time by less than a second. Well, I only use melee when cloaked when I already know I'm winning and I'm just goofing off. So that's still probably the smarter call. What was my choice over here was duration. But yeah, that wasn't a very useful upgrade. But the point was I needed to get it before I could get to the sniper damage one, which I'm looking forward to. Because I've already got a general damage boost of 40%. And then tacking that on will be a good thing. Thank you to Bobo and a couple of other people who mentioned, and I never picked up on this, your shields don't regen where you're cloaked. I don't know why that would be, but it is. Meanwhile, these guys I'm actually almost a little more excited about leveling because, well, in Edie's case, I think we're going to hold out for better stuff, but for Javik, it was actually going to mean he could get access to all of his powers. I haven't noticed him using any of them yet, really, so whatever. And I guess we might as well call it a video here, because I think it is time to call it a video. And if I'm wrong about that, I'm wrong about that. But I'm not wrong about that. When we come back, somebody is dropping some F-bombs while talking about how badly they want to defend their students. I gave them a female voice because the way that they're protective of kids made them sound like a lady. But I guess we'll find out in future videos who this character is going to turn out to be. I'm the Serious JG. Thank you guys very much for watching. I hope you'll join me next time. Bye-bye.